All eyes are on the NHL Draft in June for the Calgary Flames, and there's no denying that General Manager Craig Conroy has an absolutely enormous decision to make. Now, obviously, who the Flames actually end up picking is a monumental decision, but there's another very, very big decision that could be made leading up to the draft that we will go over in this video. But before we get into all of that, I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe because YouTube's telling me that only right around 20% of the people watching are subscribed. So if you want to stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around the Calgary Flames, then make sure you join the fastest growing community of Flames fans on the internet. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. But what is this absolutely elephantine decision that I am talking about here? Well, it is about moving up or moving down in the draft. So let's kick right into it. To move or not to move, it is a huge, huge decision. And a lot of people think the Flames should move up to guarantee taking the player they want, whether that's TJ Ginla to really ensure that, a team like maybe Montreal doesn't take it because Kent Hughes, the other man in the thumbnail of this video, has kind of said that he's interested in a Ginla. Or do the Flames want to move up to ensure that, they take the right center or the right defenseman? There's many, many options, but in this video, we'll look at an article from the Calgary Herald. So, move up or stay where they are. Flames have options for upcoming NHL draft. The Flames are extremely well positioned heading into the draft. This is an article from Daniel Austin. Let's hop into it. The Flames GM saw his team officially get the number 9 pick in the June 28th draft during the lottery on Tuesday evening, and there are going to be some very good players available when they step to the podium. But the higher your pick, the better the chance of hitting a home run, right? And for a Flames organization that insists it is trying to retool and compete instead of a full-on rebuilding, hitting a home run might be the goal next month. Yes, there's no denying that the draft itself and whoever they end up taking is absolutely crucial to the Flames' future and for this retooling. They've downright said, that it's kind of not a rebuild. The owners don't want that. Why not pick who the fan base wants then to keep them interested and go with TJ Ginla? TJ Ginla is really who most of the fans want. I know most fans also just want to take the best player available, but a lot of people just think that is a Ginla. But the Flames do have the opportunity to move up or even move down in this draft. If a guy like TJ Ginla is going to be available at number 5, but not a couple of picks later, it only makes sense for the Flames to try to package a few of their assets and move up, you'd think. Speaking with Flames TV immediately after the draft lottery, though, Conroy acknowledged that moving in any direction isn't as easy as it sounds these days. You're going to talk to those teams, Conroy said. Is there a chance to move up, or are teams interested in moving up? You're looking at those options, but I really think at number 9, we're in a real good spot. It'd be tough to move out of that position. So Conroy really thinks, having the number 9 pick isn't bad at all. There are so many good players in this draft that having the 9th pick really isn't all that bad. There's some really, really good centers and a lot of very good defensemen. Now, I know a lot of the Sea of Red do not think that taking a defenseman is the right way to go. There's already some decent defensive prospects within the system, within the organization. What we really, really need is a center because pretty much our 2 best centers are aging in Backlund and Kadri, and that is very, very true. So it's important to have a good center going forward. But no matter what the Flames pick in this draft, I think it'll be good, and having the 9th pick really isn't all that bad anyway. But let's continue the article here. Now, Conroy may be playing his cards close to the vest. There would be absolutely no reason for any GM to come out 6 weeks before the draft and declare his intentions. But he's going to be talking to rival teams' management and weighing his options. He acknowledged that much. And that only makes sense. Of course, he's not just going to come out here and say, hey, look, I'm going to trade up for the 4th overall pick. I'm going to call up Columbus with their weird management situation. And you know what? I'm going to say, I want your 4th pick and I want Johnny Gaudreau back. Just kidding. That's just the talk of nightmares. But of course, he's not going to go out and say that. So what might he actually say? Let's continue here. And it's worth noting that if you go back to late February when Conroy spoke with Post Media following the trade that sent Tanev to the Dallas Stars, he was open even then about a willingness to keep draft picks in further trade conversations. I've been telling the scouts all year, we're going to have more picks, so we have to dial in and get ready, Conroy said. The other thing is with picks, you can make other trades. There might be something to get a younger player in another trade and use these picks. It's not just the picks. There's a lot of different things you can do with them. So true. So is he kind of alluding here to saying that the reason why we picked up so many picks, the Flames, I think, have 2 first round picks, 2 seconds, 2 thirds, 2 fourths in this draft. Maybe they're using all those to, one, acquire maybe a good younger player. I know there's names like Cole Perfetti, Marco Rossi being thrown around, but of course to move up in the draft as well and get better draft picks. It is easier said than done to move up in the draft. You think when people do their mock drafts, it's super easy for a team to just trade up and get a higher pick. Maybe that's because we do see it in other sports quite a bit more than hockey. I know in the NFL, it's shocking if there's not, kind of a trade in the first round of the draft to see what happens. But in the NHL, it's a little more uncommon, and it's way easier said than done to really get a fair trade for a higher pick, because there's no guarantee that who you pick is going to be a great player. Now, obviously, the higher you are up in the draft, the better chance you have at picking the right player for your franchise. But maybe, just maybe, the Flames have acquired all these picks in order to make the enormous decision that they do want to move up in the draft. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Let's have one more little thing from the article here. Of course, the most likely outcome is that the Flames stay at number 9. Conroy said as much in his interview with Flames TV on Tuesday night after the draft. Look around at most mock drafts and you'll see that beyond Macklin Celebrini going number 1, there isn't a ton of consensus about who will go where. So there's so much opportunity for the Flames to take someone really, really good, even if they just stay at number 9, which really, truly is the most likely scenario. And that in itself is a pretty big decision to stay with your own pick. There's also, we've talked about it on the channel before, but there's a chance they could trade up to the number 5 pick with Montreal and maybe send, the Flames first round pick and Vancouver's. Is that, in their best interest to do that? Maybe not, especially not with who that mock draft had the Flames taking. But I think there's way better defensemen in this draft than Zeev Buium. Not that he's a bad player, but maybe just not great for the Calgary Flames, especially with him being an American. If you missed that, it's from a couple videos ago. It was called "It's Already Getting Out of Hand." But either way, the Flames, it's a big decision for this retooling for the future of the franchise. If they do move up or if they stay, they could move down in a trade with New Jersey. If they give them Markstrom, I think the Flames would have to get a lot back in order to move down. It's just one spot, but if Markstrom and the 9th pick are involved in that for New Jersey, you would expect some big names to be coming back to Calgary. But either way, there's loads of potential possibilities that we could speculate on, all the rumors. We could be talking about this for, a 30-minute video, but I'll try and keep it sweet here. So let's move on to tonight's game, which of course is the Calgary Wranglers. They're down in Coachella Valley in the Pacific Division semifinals. They are down 2-1 in the series. It is a best of 5. So this one is a must-win game tonight down there in Game 4. It goes at 8 p.m. I actually listened to quite a bit of the last game on the radio, and it was really, really exciting. It was a great game. Super fun. Hopefully the same thing happens tonight, but hopefully the Wranglers do come out with a win. They need this one, and they need the next one. Let's try and send them all of our love in order for them to play their hearts out and get that big win and force a Game 5. We really, really want the Wranglers to go far. Throughout these playoffs, I don't know why, but I've fallen so much more in love with the Wranglers than I have in the past of any Flames farm team, really. It's just super exciting knowing that the future is right in front of us in the playoffs playing meaningful hockey. So really, I hope they can get the win, and I'm sure you guys too. Up the herd! Now let's finish off this video with the comment of the day, everyone's favorite part of the video. And once again, it comes from a regular of the channel, and it comes from our boy Cody. Cody9666 said draft picks, draft picks, draft picks. Fire emoji, fire emoji, fire emoji. And I thought that just went really well with the idea of this video, kind of saying, it would be a big decision to move up in the draft, but make sure you hang on to those draft picks. Draft picks are what are very valuable for the Flames in the current state they're in, whether they use those draft picks to, improve the farm system, improve some of the players that need developing, and hopefully, hitting those home runs that the article was talking about and getting a player that can really step in sooner than later and be franchise altering. But either way, draft picks are so valuable, and it probably isn't in the Flames' best interest to trade a bunch of draft picks away just to attain maybe one draft pick. So very, very interesting. Thank you so much for your comment. Make sure you guys comment if you want to be featured in a future comment of the day segment. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you like what you saw here today, and have a wonderful rest of your day.